Hari Om, Mana TV International yogis, meditators, thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to use the pranayama that we've been learning about and let that lead us into a sweet, sweet meditation. And we'll start that in just a bit. But before we do, I want to tell you about a wonderful secret that's really worth learning about. It's called Kevala Kumbhak. Kumbhak is a pause, when the breath pauses or is retained. And normally, we inhale and pause. Sometimes, when we exhale, again, we might pause with the air out. Both of those are really sweet, and you tune into the stillness. It's really worth doing. Again, make it comfortable. It should be not a strain. When you pause, it should be sweet. But there's another pause which you can practice and learn about, and we're going to do it in just a moment, called Kevala Kumbhaka. And when we go into a sweet, deep meditation, we may find that we've gone to a place where time has stopped. We're not engaged with the body at all. The body's just kind of disappeared. It can be there, but you don't feel it. There's no heaviness from it. And the mind becomes clear. It might stop, but the busyness of the mind completely stops. But you may still have awareness and insights, and those kind of things take place in the mind. But it's still. It's clear and still. And when that happens, when the mind gets still, the breath gets still. And vice versa. When the breath pauses, the mind gets still as well. But when the mind gets still like this, you may notice in that sweet, sweet space that you're just not breathing. And for most of us, when we notice that we're not breathing, what we do is, oh, I'm not breathing. And we take in a breath, and what happens is that gets the mind stirred up and active again. So this practice, Kevala Kumbhak, is where you practice letting the mind be in that still place. And here's how you're going to practice it. Just do this with me right now. Pretend you have a needle. Needle, and the eye of the needle's right there. So pick up your needle right now. And now you have some thread. And you're going to lick the thread because you're going to thread the needle. Ready? So do this. Now go ahead. Thread your needle. Okay, so as you threaded the needle, what was happening with the breath? What did it do? It was completely still. But you hadn't inhaled and paused the breath. You hadn't exhaled and paused the breath. This was in the neutral place. This pause in this neutral place is the Kevala Kumbhak. And if you practice this some and become familiar with it, like get to know it, then when you're in meditation and the breath stops, instead of saying my breath has stopped and then inhale, you say my breath has stopped, cool. And just hang out like that. In that beautiful, beautiful clarity. Okay, Kevala Kumbhak. So practice threading the needle some and get familiar with what that's like. The breath stopped in the neutral place. Good. Now, we're going to do some pranayama. We're going to do the deep breathing that we've been doing throughout, Dirgha Swasam. Then we'll do some rapid diaphragmatic breathing, out and in, out and in, out and in. Kapalabhati, the skull shining breath. And then we're going to go to the alternate nostril breathing. Remember, you inhale more quickly and exhale more slowly. Usually the exhalation is about twice as long as the inhalation. And don't force that. It will happen very naturally. Keep the whole pattern comfortable. So if you take too long inhaling, it doesn't really help you. You can inhale sort of quickly and then exhale more slowly. So Patanjali, in his Yoga Sutras, explains that when you're doing pranayama, both the exhalation and the pause, those two are what impact consciousness. That's what's going to make your consciousness clear, more subtly aware. So you want to take advantage of that. The inhalation doesn't impact the consciousness. So go ahead and inhale more quickly. And then exhale more slowly. Okay. We do that in the deep breathing as well, the Dirgha Swasam. So we're going to do those 3 breaths, and then we're going to settle into meditation. And we're just going to let it smooth right into that. And I'm going to ask you to focus at the third eye. Bring your attention up into the head. If you prefer, you can keep it in the heart. That's okay. If you're going to focus at the heart, bring it right to the center and just sort of shift your attention slightly to the right. And you'll find that you'll settle there very beautifully. Or bring it up into the center of the head, behind the bridge of the nose, between the temples, up here. Go inward and just look there for the inner light. And if you like, you can take the tip of the tongue and reach up when we're done with the breathing and you start the meditation. You can bring the tip of the tongue up and back and let it sit there. That will help you focus right up there at the third eye. And if the tongue gets a little tired or uncomfortable, just let it relax down. You don't have to keep it there. It just helps you get your focus planted nicely. So here we go. First, shift around, clear the sits bones. Shake the body loose some, shake the arms, the wrists, the fingers, move the head, neck, and jaw. Twist to the right, look over the shoulders, breathe into it, twist to the left, look over the shoulder, breathe into it. And we'll do an Om, and then we're going to do some Pranayama. So if you want, join me for the Om. Now some deep breathing. Inhale, nice, rather full breath, and pause a moment. And exhale a little slower. Let the shoulders relax back and down, the body soften. Inhale a bit quicker. Nice full breath, don't stuff, just full. And then exhale a bit slower. And do this so it's comfortable for you. Inhale a nice breath, pause for a bit, sort of tune into the stillness, and then exhale a bit slower. Again, your inhalation, you don't want to stuff the air. The exhalation, you don't want to squeeze so much air out that you're desperate. No. Do as much as you can comfortably. Comfortable. The body softens throughout, relaxes throughout. Allow that. The mind quiets down and becomes centered. And you start to, as you continue this, to build up some energy. You have a reserve of energy that starts to accumulate throughout your being. And now we're going to do 3 rounds of rapid diaphragmatic breathing. Just so you know, I'm counting to 54 expulsions each time for this particular session. So take in half a breath and then join with me. Out in, out in, out in. Exhale, squeeze the abdomen in, press the air out. Now inhale a rather full breath. You can do it quickly. And pause. If you'd like, you can tuck the chin right into the chest. This is Jalandhara Bandha. And soften the neck, face, and shoulders, the air staying in. The mind still. Now raise the chin and exhale so gently and softly that you don't disturb the stillness of the mind. At the end of the exhalation, again, take in half a breath and start a second round. Exhale. Press the air out. Inhale a rather full breath and pause with the air in. Jalandhara Bandha if you like. Please release the chin lock if it's tucked and exhale so softly and gently. Don't disturb the stillness of the mind. And when you're done with the exhalation, inhale half a breath and begin again. Out in, out in, out in. Exhale. Squeeze the air out. Inhale a nice breath and pause. Chin lock if you like. Exhale very gently and raise up the right hand in a fist. Release the ring and little finger together, the thumb out a little, and then close the right nostril with the thumb and inhale through the left nostril, a nice full breath pretty quickly. Close it with the ring finger, remove the thumb a little, exhale through the right more slowly. Soften the shoulders, the neck, the face. Inhale more quickly. Close with the thumb, remove the ring finger. Exhale more slowly. Inhale more quickly. Close with the ring finger. Exhale more slowly and continue at your own pacing that's comfortable for your own breathing right now. Shift to the other nostril after the inhalation. Exhale slower, inhale quicker, and then shift. Check that the posture is upright, the shoulders soft, relax back and down, the belly soft, the lower back soft, the face soft. Remember, the breathing should be delicious. It should be just a delight, every bit of it. We began the alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shuddhi, inhaling through the left nostril. So when you next exhale through the left nostril, let the right hand down and place the hands comfortably where you like, the lap or legs or knees. You might touch the thumb and index finger together in Chin Mudra. Look for the inner light. Focus either at the heart or in the center of the head, the third eye. If you'd like to focus on the third eye, you could take the tip of the tongue up and back on the palate. Soft touch. And leave it there as long as that's comfortable. Let it relax down whenever you'd like as well. But stay focused there. Make it your objective to tune into, notice the inner light in whatever way that might be there for you in this meditation. Please take in a breath and join me chanting Om. You can remain aware of the inner light. The state of consciousness that's developed through your meditation. If your eyes are closed, that's fine. If your eyes are open, that's fine. But notice what this state of meditation has become for you now. And remember that when you go about, when you leave your seat, your altar, and you go about the other affairs of your day, you can take your meditation, you can stay in this state of consciousness. Don't leave it at the altar. Tune into it at the altar and then live in it. So I hope you've noticed that if you have the time, you want to use the pranayama, the breathing practices. They really do beautifully, beautifully help you move into the meditative state in a wonderful way. They prepare you for it. They give you the energy needed for it. Very important. So do your pranayama. And you should do pranayama every day. Not too long, but every day. Because pranayama you'll get more and more. The benefits will become cumulative if you do it daily. Then you start to do it and a lot more is taking place. But if you just do it every now and then, you get great benefits, but pretty much the same sort of benefits each time. They're good. But if you do it daily, you get more and more benefits, more and more benefits. It's really limitless what the pranayama can give you. So do that. Also remember, if your mind goes into that stillness and the breath stops, enjoy that. Enjoy the beautiful state you've come to. Remember, it's the exhalations and the pauses. So, kumbhak is sometimes called retention. I don't like that English word for it. I like pausing because it means that the breath isn't moving. Whenever the breath isn't moving, you're in kumbhak. So you inhale and the breath stops, kumbhak. You exhale, the breath stops, kumbhak. You're in the neutral place like we did today, and the breath's in that stillness and stopped, kumbhak. All right. Please fall in love with your meditation. May that blessing be upon you. You'll be delighted with what a regular meditation practice will give you. So we're going to do a lot more with meditation as we continue over the next weeks. Practice every day. Asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lead us from unreal to real. Lead us from darkness to the light. Lead us from the fear of death to knowledge of immortality. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Bless all dimensions of being with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to that light of truth which overcomes all darkness. Victory to that light. Jai Shri Sadguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Bow to the light in yourself, please. Bow to the very same light in everything, everyone. Hari Om Tat Sat Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Blessings. Meditate, meditate, meditate.